losing, it wasn't part of our DNA. Like, I don't think we ever went out there and thought that we could actually lose a game, right? Especially a conference game or something like that. And so we're down, I believe it is, like you said, 31-7, and Vilma's on the sideline going back and forth. Come on, guys, we still in there. Hey, we're going to do is we're going to strip it. We're going to strip it. We're going to return it. They're going to score. We're going to score. Then we're going to have 14. And then we're going to kick an onside kick, and he's just going, right? And I'll be honest, right? At like
he lost half the defense the minute he started using numbers.
No, at the 7-minute point, like, people was in on it, right? And, you know, I'm his sidekick, so come on, I'm rah, whatever, right? Next thing you know, now it's like 3-4 minutes left in the game. The eyes are still there. Come on, let's go. Strip the ball, hold him up. I'm going to rip it out. I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I ain't going to lie, I'm at the end of the bench. I'm sitting there like, man, this shit over. I'm sitting at the end of this bench. And look, I'm sitting at the end like, this shit over. Like, but this is my dog. I'm going to ride with my dog.
Yeah.
But, like, mathematically, this shit over, right? Offense goes back out. Somehow we get back on the sideline. Now it's like 2 minutes left in the game, right? Reality has set in. And my dog, he's still trying to hype everybody. Come on, let's go. And you know what I realized? He never looked at the scoreboard. I bullshit you not. What I'm about to do is exactly what he did. He never looked at the scoreboard. Come on. All of a sudden he looked. And that shit said 31-7 with like 2 minutes left. All of a sudden, no! Why?
He full out lost it.
Lost it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Out the Huddle, coming off a massive victory this weekend, a very well-needed victory, somewhat sloppy, but we came back from Blacksburg with a W, playing against Virginia Tech Hokies this weekend in a sold-out stadium, what is considered one of the more hostile environments in college football. But we got the troops together, man. Out the Huddle guys hanging out here again with the guy who also signs his own helmets and puts his own helmets up. That's DJ Dynamite Williams here, and Brian Monroe coming at you here. Going to go ahead and kind of expand a little bit on the game, what we saw, what we thought, what we got coming up next here with Duke at home this weekend coming up. But for the most part, it seems like the team is kind of transitioning a little bit. Guys are stepping up. We had some big players make some big plays. I wouldn't call it a big-time game, to quote the great Santana Moss, but I thought it was a really, really good step in the right direction. A lot of guys stepping up, the names that you've never heard before. Now you're starting to see some of the fruits of that transfer portal for the University of Miami and Mario Cristobal's scheme to go ahead and just try to make this team as good as quick as possible. DJ Williams, Brian Monroe, we were going off air a little bit, chatting it up, trying to figure out reasons on how this team can get better and better and better and taking major leaps and bounds. And we got into the old school discussions about the old Virginia Tech games, which I didn't know this, but I'm going to start this thing off because I think it's a really important thing to kick off a podcast with. And that's some of the most decorated, illustrious University of Miami's talented history all on one play, getting basically embarrassed. And I never even knew about this until DJ started talking about it.
Yeah, but that was West Virginia, not VTech.
Yeah.
Virginia.
Virginia.
And we got another Virginia. We got the Cavaliers, too. There's like three of them, man. There's like three of them. Yeah, chew tobacco, spit. If you ain't a mountaineer, you ain't shit. That's their slogan up there. You know, that's where coaches.
Shout out Chris Harvey.
Yeah, shout out to Chris Harvey, who just won the Coach of the Week in Tampa. He's doing awesome. But Virginia, where coaches go to get garbage pails and bottles in the heads and batteries and all the others, where people that are extra tan, they don't get along too well over there, and they don't like their kind around there. But yeah, man, this weekend was a great weekend for Miami Hurricane football. I thought the first half of the football game was way different than the second half. I feel like as the clock was ticking down going into halftime before the guys went in the tunnel, I thought it started getting somewhat sloppy. And we talked, and you liked it. I liked it. The violence, the extra penalties, the extracurricular penalties of hitting guys as they're getting out of bounds or trying to make a statement. We all agree wholeheartedly that that's what we're looking for and what we want to see. But just the dumb mental errors that we saw, especially on the offensive side of the football. Drive killers for sure when it comes to better teams, more worthy opponents. But I want to know what you thought going into that and watching that first half of football.
I'll accept the mental errors, right? As long as it's done because you're trying to be violent and you're trying to be tough, right? Those are things that we can correct. My biggest issue that I saw that I've had this year with the team is the assertiveness, the lack of leadership and the violence. And I'll be honest, I saw visions of all three, right? And, Tyler Van Dyke has been getting a lot of, negative press just about him, leadership. What is his relationship like with guys on the team? And I saw something this game, very, very subtle, but unless you've been a part of a team sport, you really don't understand the magnitude of something like he did. It might have been an RPO. He handed the ball off. He ran through his ball fake, and then he instantly turned around, right? Quarterback, he can't really jump into the pile, block anybody. He's not using his shoulders and things like that, right? But what he did is he turned around. He saw one of his old linemen had, I guess, ran the defensive lineman past the play and ended up on the ground. And he sprinted over and he helped him up. And to me, I was like, wow. Because the first 3 to 4 games, I didn't see that inside of him. And that is leadership, right? You got guys that are rah-rah on the sideline, talk, get on the chalkboard. Those are a lot of the things that'll end up, on TV, end up on social media, those halftime speeches, the Tebows, the Ed Reeds, Tyler Van Dyke is not that type of guy, right? I doubt his persona will ever be that type of guy. But when I saw him go and help his old lineman up, to me, that was like, okay, he's been listening and hearing what's been talked about him.
Maybe he was listening to the OTH. What do we have? We had that chat going on, right? What is that called again? That Twitter thing?
Nah, because they was going in on him. You talking about the Twitter space, the Tuesday night Twitter space, baby.
That was one of the things, and it totally correlates with what you're saying. A lot of people don't understand that. You got 11 guys on the football field, and once the quarterback is done with his play, or once the quarterback is finished handing the football off or throwing the football, that's a dead man right now. You know what I mean? So looking around on a football field, trying to get involved in the fact that he's helping out a guy that normally they help him up. And watching him help up his offensive lineman shows that, number one, yes, the leadership factor totally plays right there. Secondly, for me, it's him being unselfish.
Yeah, and I want to be in this place somehow, some way. I want to help the team.
Exactly. Him proving to the rest of the people that are on that football field that he's not shutting everybody out like we thought could possibly be happening if he's going to try to put the world on his shoulders and do this all on his own. The fact that he's trying to incorporate himself once the play is over with by helping his offensive lineman up, that really shows a lot of promise.
Listen.
I'm listening.
That's all that I need. All right. All I need is effort, right? And he showed me that type of effort, right? And then if you look at guys on the defense side of the ball, they're not going to make every play. They're not going to make them right. But again, if you look at the play, Wesley Bassint, like, I love it, right? I don't care. Guy had 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Well, it doesn't matter.
Buddy saw the same. Brian saw the same thing that I saw, though,
but you're going over there with bad intent.
No arms up, no nothing, right? Just straight helmet. I loved it. I loved it.
And that's what I love, because when you're playing football and you're playing fast and physical, and there are times I remember where, I ran and chased down a play and it's like, damn, I ain't get there. Oh, well, shoot your shot, right? Let the referees figure it out, right? But again, those are the type of things that we correct, right?
Yeah.
And then also later on in the game, Kitchens also had a penalty.
Were you about to call him Kitchen Sink?
I was about to say,
you almost went Kitchen Sink on
I don't do the names too well.
No.
I'm still with the name on the back of the helmet.
That's it.
But he had a penalty as well. And not like in the first game, I thought, as soon as I saw it, I said, oh shit, Christian Ball finna rip his ass in half. He didn't. He walked over to him, and you can literally read Christian Ball lips like, come on, you can't do that. We got to calm down a little bit. And I loved it. Because, again, these guys, maybe all the yelling and all the pulling them back and the leashes on made them gun shy. Now these guys are going out there. They're flying around. Hey, it ends up being a penalty, but sometimes it's going to end up making a great play. But when you see stuff like that, it's the violence. It's the attentive to the detail, and it's the stuff that I love.
The physicality was one thing that stood out to me, and even both sides of the football, to be honest with you. I thought that our wide receivers were more violent. Obviously, Mallory was a lot more involved into this type of game. I thought our offense looked totally different. Brian, you spoke about it earlier too, as well. Just the difference in the first couple weeks of the way our offensive looks, spread-wise, personnel-wise. If you want to elaborate on that'd be awesome.
I heard it from TVD, and I just didn't understand because, I might not know your playbook inside and out, but I can see what I see in the field. I don't see as many condensed formations. We didn't see RPOs in the first couple games too much. Now we're running more of an RPO game.
He's getting out of the pocket a lot more.
Getting out, moving, single back. I mean, we were running 5 wide, empty formation.
With no wide receivers. That's a good point.
Exactly. And we didn't do that before. We were condensed looks. We had 2 receivers on you. I was like, Okay, I get what you're saying, TBD, because it's your coach and you got to have his back, but it looks different. You look more comfortable. This looks like what you went through in those 6 games last year that we ran this type of stuff. Now, we're still not going tempo like Tennessee does, but we're going at a better pace.
It's hard to go tempo though, right? If you got a lot of new young guys inside
You're
the
right.
huddle, you got a lot of injured
injuries,
guys.
man.
So there's a lot of communication that needs to be had before the snap of the ball.
But guess what? We found a guy that actually catches the ball and makes some plays. Now, I get it. He stepped on campus like the first day of camp. So it's going to take some time to learn the playbook, understand everything that's going on. But he looks like a guy that's 6'5", goes up and gets the ball. Quarterback has trust, like, you know what? I'm just going to throw it up.
I think
because
now
we didn't have that before.
He's got a new outlet now. I think he figured that guy out.
And now if you can keep a guy like him on one side, 6'5", can go up, get the ball. Ladson, 6'4", and we can get Restrepo back. And I believe Coach came out, said he's about 2.5 weeks out, puts him on about that Florida State game. Now you're looking at, okay, this is how it should look in this offense. Mallory comes back healthy. Next year, Arroyo comes back. That's a nice looking spread up as far as receivers and talent.
Offensive line wise, I'll elaborate on that. I don't want to blow up the center, because that's just a prick thing to do, especially at this point in time.
But that's your position, so you have to look at it.
Yeah, I always peek at it, and the fact it's like the guy that gets the play started, right? And I understand that they had an uncovered nose for the most part, so it allows the center to float. But he wasn't floating anywhere. My man was just backpedaling, putting his hands up, and it got to the point where I was getting so annoyed. I even text the O-line boys. We have an O-line chat. And I was like, is this fucking guy going to touch anybody today? Or is he just going to pitter-patter backwards? He tried. He got more involved. And then all of a sudden, he got lazy feet on the play and had a holding call, which against a better team, that could have been a drive killer.
Yeah.
There was a couple plays in a row in that one series that thankfully we overcame. We were able to go ahead and capitalize, put ourselves in field goal position, and then we blew that thing up. But for the most part, I thought that the errors that we had, there were some mental ones, but for the most part, a lot of it was just effort errors, and violent errors. And we had a lot of them, but I'm with you on this one, man. I don't mind. Sometimes I will take the extracurriculars, the violent penalties, the overzealous, the anxious penalties.
The one that still worries me, though, is on defense. If this was a better team, or if this is Middle Tennessee State, they would have taken those to the house because they had bad drops.
They had the boys. They had the boys
bad
do
drops.
it too.
And then the one that we actually created the turnover on offense in the first series, it was a bust. I think it was Avonte Williams went out, their receiver cut in. He makes the play again coming up. But if that's a different team and a better receiver, that could be 6.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we were anticipating a little bit. I'm wondering what's going on in that. And that I don't think that's Steele's fault by any means, is it? Who's the one that coaches the DBs?
That's Adai, came over from Georgia. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I think that the play of defense has gotten to another level.
Yeah.
But you hear every time, and you hear former players say, because you guys say it's execution. You're in the right area, your right position, you missed the tackle. Or it's man covered, so why are you going underneath? To me, it's you can only coach so much. If I go on the board and say, hey, what do you have here? Hey, coach, I got this. If he goes this, I got that. Okay, perfect. We go on the field. Run it. You do it. How do you get in the game and bust mentally?
But you'll never have 22 guys on the field do what they're supposed to do in the same play, right? So at the end of the day, when somebody's up on the chalkboard and the coach is asking them a question, what is it really about? It's about your initial read, right? Do you know if it's a passing play, do you got number 2? If it's a running play, do you got A gap or B gap? But once the ball snaps, it's really reading off of each other, right? My D lineman might have the A gap, but if he gets reached, it's up to me as a linebacker to make him right, to make him correct, right? And I'll be honest, I've been watching Corey Flagg Jr. and I'm starting to get a little feel for him, right? Little engine that could, right?
You like him.
A little better.
Listen, I'm starting to see that want to attitude, right? I'm starting to see a little swag in him, right? Got a sack during the game. He's running around. He's flying. He's getting up. He's energetic, and I like that. Now, again, 5'9", might be 208. But he's bringing the thunder, right? And, during the game, they spoke about it several times. University of Miami always had these small, undersized linebackers. When? Where? When? Where?
Yeah, but small, undersized for us was 6 foot 235,
yeah,
237.
Look, we'll go down the list of them, right? You had Nate Webster.
Nate was the smallest one.
You had Nate Webster. You had Rohan Marley. And now you got Corey Flagg Jr.
That's really it, right? And if you look at some of the baddest mother scrunchers,
we weren't
Fletcher,
we didn't
Zach
have,
Thomas.
but we didn't have the Ohio State 6'4", 255, Katzenmoyer,
you remember
Teddy
Katz?
Lehman, those type of guys. But yeah, man, chill out on the University of Miami linebackers undersized. I didn't like that.
I'll take dogs all day. I'll take a Nate Webster all freaking day.
Oh, all day.
Hey, all day, every day, and twice on Sunday.
Better believe it, man. That guy might have been one of the craziest. And the one thing that I want to make sure that everybody does out there is obviously get involved in the Discord, man. This is where we keep having all these conversations. You probably even can get some crazy stories that you shouldn't be hearing about, to be perfectly honest with you. A lot of inside information goes on in the Discord. You got to go to Dime Life. You got to go check it out. There's going to be plenty of things dropping on DJ's Discord. I don't know why I call it DJ's Discord, but it's a Dime Life Discord. And this is Mr. DJ Dime Life Williams for all your latest and greatest gear, hats, buckets, shirts, shorts, dad gear, which DJ's famous for wearing, 6-inch shorts, inseams, whatever you guys got on, whatever you want to do. You got to go on the Discord and check it out. There's a lot of things launching, man. There's going to be parties, tailgates, fun events, really cool things to get involved with. But yeah, man, that's what we keep referring to is getting on the Discord so you can get some of this information, a lot of the private conversation we got going on. At the beginning of the podcast, I was referring to a certain play, right? A particular play that DJ brought out of the woodwork. And
don't put this evil on me, Ricky Bobby. It was
It was DJ.
I'm gonna tell the story. I'll tell the story.
I need you to tell the story, but it involves guys that I was like, wait a minute. The whole thing was highlighted around Brandon Merriweather, and I don't want to put him underneath the bus like this, and I didn't realize this, but this was basically his first big play in college football. Brandon Merriweather turned into one of the baddest safeties ever played at the University of Miami. Headhunting.
Mr. CTE, man.
Yeah, he's the guy that created a lot of concussions for a lot of folk. There's a lot of people on the NFL disability list because of Brandon Merriweather.
It came up. Okay, I'll take some of the blame. It came up because I tweeted at the end of the game or in the middle of the game when they were coming back. I hope Coach Feld runs them into the ground. And then I told the DJ, "Do you remember the worst time we ever ran after a game with Swayze?" And he was like, "West Virginia." And we all know it because we got ran into the ground, and that's when the play came up. And we won the game, but Swayze was.
But the standard was a lot higher. The standard was a lot higher. We won the game.
We did.
We came back to win the game, but it was a game that we won. You want me to really tell?
Yeah, man, I want you to tell us. This is what, 2004?
2003.
Hey, I can't tell all the years get mixed up. All right, so we're playing West Virginia. I believe starting safety at the time was Maurice Sites. Shout out Henny Gott. And
Sean Taylor was there.
Sean Taylor was there.
So this is Sean Taylor.
I'm gonna throw in everybody to play.
I broke down the play.
We had some dudes.
To me.
But this is how it happened. I believe Mo Sites' contact came out. Right? He had to run to the sideline, get your contact washed off, whatever. Don't want to get the pink eye. You know how that goes.
There's other ways to get pink eye.
Merriweather comes in. I can't rember if it looked like it was a screen. It was some
swing. It was either a screen or a swing out to the left.
It was a swing to the left. Yep.
Quincy Wilson.
Quincy Wilson. Right. Shoulder pads a mile long. Right.
Oh,
about
Quincy
5'9", 230 pounds. Gets the ball. Salsa Big V. Gives it to Big V.
You got to tell Vince Wilfork. That's play number one.
Right.
Player number one. Vince Wilfork
gives it to Big V. Right. Then we have TC Thomas Carroll coming from the backside angle. Outruns him.
Mm-hmm.
You see Sean Taylor come in like a missile, flying out of nowhere. Ran, jump, didn't touch anybody.
Yep.
Right. Then you had me kind of dog fall to one knee. Right. Then you had Jon Vilma.
I saw Vilma taking that one for the team, making sure he's on camera, looking like he's angling it, but he ain't angling shit.
Jon Vilma run and try to cut an offensive lineman. Right. Then you had Javon Natton.
57.
57. He got
We're going to put this play up in the podcast so people can break this thing down.
And then next thing you know, it's Quincy in his one-on-one with Merriweather.
I've never seen a human being bounce off of another human being that bad before. Like, I've seen some hits, man. Like the Reggie Bush one and a few different big hits, like when he was with the Saints. I've seen some pretty badass. I've never seen a man actually replicate a tennis ball and come off of another human being's body. Like, I've never seen anybody bounce like that.
What did the announcer say?
I'm pretty sure the announcer said, Quincy Wilson hits one guy and runs over another. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Back in the day, this is VCR, so I had to rewind the VCR or the DVD. I was like, wait, that's still B.
That's the same guy.
Damn.
So that Sunday after the game, right? Usually Sunday is a time to get the lactic acid out, right? Really what that is you have the guys go out there, jog, a few 100-yard sprints. You really want to find out who's hurt, who's injured.
Right. You don't want to lay around.
Yeah, across the field.
Right? That's not what happened with us.
Oh, no.
Right?
Oh, no.
Andrew Swayze was offended, felt like he was offended, and he basically said that that'll never happen again. And we're confused because we're like, Coach, what you mean that'll never happen again? He was like, the team was much more physical than us. He was like, what are you talking about? And he's talking about that one play. And he says, never again. My name is on that. You will never embarrass me again. He says, so today we're running 10 times 200s. He says, you see Coach Mark? Nah, we don't see him. Don't worry. Start running. You'll see him
halfway through.
Right? Halfway through. 10 times 200s. Everybody make your time. We think he's bullshitting. First 2 we take off, kind of striding. We come back, don't count.
God, that hurts your heart too. When you get the one that don't count, that hurts your heart.
Oh,
that hurts your heart, bro.
And you know, speaking about Merriweather, I think that's what started. I think that's what started his thumping career.
That's what I was wondering, man.
Because like Coach Swayze was the type of guy that wouldn't let it down, right? So I'm sure that wasn't the only time that he spoke about that with Brandon Merriweather. And listen, even before that, after that season, you know, a lot of people spoke to me about that play, and I was like, look, Merriweather time about 174, and he dropping people in practice, banging. When he gets to the NFL, what do you see? Banging.
Oh yeah, dude, killing
fine
people.
after fine after fine after fine, man. But you know, it's pro football, man. They say if you ain't played long enough, you ain't get ran over, right? That's very true. That's what the saying is, man.
I was really taken aback the last time I saw that play sitting on that couch over there, man. I couldn't believe the names. Number one, the names that were involved in that one play, of just the amount of first round talent and the amount of money that was on that one play that Quincy Wilson just.
And that's why we ran. That's why you really take the nucleus of our defense, right? And you take 3 or 4 of our first round picks. And if our draft status depended on that play, I don't think either one of us go higher than the 5th round.
But you brought up that play was not just any play. You said that play earned college football's play of the year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember if it won, but I guarantee it was in a nomination.
On
It
ESPYs.
it was on. I'm
I'm
just thankful that I was nominated.
Jesus,
it was
man.
definitely done. And don't forget, the corners were first round picks too. It was Trell and Kelly. We had 2 first round corners on that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm talking about the people that were, listen, the 5 to 7 names that I spoke about actively had a
Participated in that
chance
play?
in making the tackle.
But still, it makes no sense. How many, even on the 03 team, how much talent we had on that defense to lose 2 games. Still, it's crazy to think.
Let's talk about those 2 games because you know what? I'll come out and say it.
Well, besides the Tennessee game,
we've never said this in public, right? Because there's no such thing as a divided locker room. We lost those games because of fucking offense. Yeah. Here's why. I'll go to the VTech game first, right?
Yeah.
You got Marcus Vick as quarterback, right? He's 1 for 15. I believe he's 1 for 15 passing or 2 for 15 passing with 1 pick.
Nah,
right?
I got it correct. It's Brandon. I think it was Brian Randall L. It wasn't Marcus Vick.
It was Vic, bro.
You sure?
It was Vic.
03?
Bro. Listen to what I'm telling you. It was Vic. He was like 1 for 15 passing. They ran the ball 45 to 47 times for 143 yards. They had a total of like 165 yards. They blocked 2 punts, and I think they had a pick 6. We lost the game 33 to 7, 35 to 15, all offense. All offense. So you're telling me that a defense stops the run game to around 2.5 to 2.9 yards rushing, and then the offense only completes 1 to 2 passes, you're going to lose that game. We got blown out by at least 20 points. The Tennessee game, that's another one. We had over 400 total yards of offense. Tennessee didn't cross the 50 in the second half. The University of Miami loses a fucking game. Was it 9-6, 9-7?
Something like 10-6, 9-6.
How the fuck do we lose a game with
all
the talent on our side? No.
All I know is you're getting shiny right now. That's what worked up here about talking about those 2 losses. You're starting to sweat a little bit on it,
bro.
You're getting shiny right now. I can see the beads.
He legit knew per yardage, so you know it's been staying with him his whole life. Every single number of that game.
If Genos is spitting out numbers,
he remembers it.
If Genos is spitting numbers, those things are engraved and burnt into his soul.
Listen, in those 2 games, I believe our defense goes from like 7th or 6th in the country to down to like number 1 or 2. Because again, it was 2 games. We didn't give up over 200 yards of total offense, and the defense didn't give up more than 9 points total. And we still lost.
Who was the leader on the offense at that point? Don't tell me Brock Berlin was your guys' leader.
It was Brock, baby. Brock Daddy.
Brock is too chill.
Yeah, but we didn't have it. Was it KB? Could have been a KB.
Where was the soldier? Was he gone by then?
No.
K2 was here.
Was there. That's what
K2 draft class.
That was the soldier
That's
interview.
Was the soldier
Tennessee.
Game.
That was the game.
Oh, that was
a soldier game.
That was a soldier game. where he ran over the linebacker.
Yeah.
That's the game. Yeah.
Now it's all coming together.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I got
And now,
you
you
now.
remember, I was a true freshman, so I was just over there and chilling by myself. And on the bus, I sat on the defensive bus, but I sat around all of them. Thank God, John Square. Otherwise, I was in a deer in the headlights on the bus. I was like, where do I sit? I don't want to get taped up. Where do I sit? And John Square was like, yo, Fresh, come here. Just sit next to me. But around was Big V, DJ, Antrell, Sean, Vilma. That was who sat
motherfucking
around.
the
No,
offense.
that was tough because I'll be honest. Internally, the entire defense felt y'all fucking lost the game.
Yeah.
Right? Of course, if they don't score a single point, well, not in the West Virginia, the V-Tech game, it didn't matter. Because they beamer balled us, bro.
Oh, I bet. There's no doubt in my mind.
I know they had 2 touchdowns not on our defense. I can't remember.
I remember
if
one was
a pick six.
one was Eric Green was either no, you know what it was? It was a fumble. Remember, I think it was Sko caught it, stripped him,
Yeah.
picked it up, took it to the house. I think it was
and
Eric
then hold
Green.
on. And then after that, bro, they started playing dirty.
Well, they had Jake Grove. That was
Bro,
their
listen,
center that
hold
was
on.
like taking out ACLs.
So listen, here's what
Yeah.
happened. They high load Fats.
Yeah, that's right. They got Domino. That's right.
So they
You're
high
right.
load Fats,
Mhm.
right? Fats ended up having to get carted off. Fats, Santonio Thomas, one of our D tackles. They high load Fats. Big V saw it. Big V said, hell nah, dog.
He went nuts.
Hell nah. Big V waited until damn near their whole offense was standing around a party. And he went and 7-pinned their ass. Big V took about 7 people out
Oh,
and
really?
rolled. They threw a flag. They tried to kick Big V out. Big V told Coach Mark, fuck you, I ain't going out. It got crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it was ugly.
Bro, Vilma got a little psycho.
That's when the players
Hold on,
took over the team
we
at
go
that
to
point in
Vilma.
time.
So, and this is the type of leadership that I love.
Did he start speaking Haitian or no?
No, this is the type of leadership.
I thought he would. You tell me
Listen,
if he started throwing up some passe maboule kind of shit. I didn't know it was bringing in that witchcraft.
He went the old school. We're still mathematically in it, right? So
Don't tell me you got philosophical
look
on
up
the
the
football
score, bro.
field.
Look up the score, right? Because I need to know the score. So listen, all I know is I think it's about 5 to 7 minutes left. It's 30-something. We don't have over 10. And John is on the sideline talking, come on, keep it up, dog. Let's go. What was the score?
31-7.
31-7, right? So can you find the box score?
I'm going to ESPN right now.
Because at some point in time, it was like 31-7, like probably with like 4.
It was mathematically possible, is what you're trying to tell
Hall
me?
was in that game
D'Angelo
too.
Hall, yeah. It was Vic, right?
But to find out, let's see.
All right, so you just throw it out there. So listen, we're down. It's 31-7, basically.
It was interception.
It's-
Linebacker Michael Crawford, who had a 44 interception return for a touchdown.
And a block punt. How many block punts?
I don't remember a block.
You're
punt in
going
that
Beamer
game.
ballers.
Maybe,
All right,
maybe.
hold on,
They
listen,
dominate
listen.
on special teams,
But
yes.
listen, and the reason I bring this up, losing, it wasn't part of our DNA. Like, I don't think we ever went out there and thought that we could actually lose a game, right? Especially a conference game or something like that. And so we're down, I believe it is, like you said, 31-7, and Vilma's on the sideline going back and forth. Come on, guys, we still in there. Hey, we're going to do is we're going to strip it. We're going to strip it. We're going to return it. They're going to score. We're going to score. Then we're going to have 14. And then we're going to kick an onside kick, and he's just going, right? And I'll be honest, right?
He lost half the defense the minute he started using numbers.
No, at the 7-minute point, like, people was in on it, right? And, I'm his sidekick, so come on, I'm rah, whatever, right? Next thing you know, now it's like 3-4 minutes left in the game. The eyes are still there. Come on, let's go. Strip the ball, hold him up. I'm going to rip it out. I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I ain't going to lie, I'm at the end of the bench. I'm sitting there like, man, this shit over. I'm sitting at the end of this bench. And look, I'm sitting at the end like, this shit over. Like, but this is my dog. I'm going to ride with my dog.
Yeah.
But, like, mathematically, this shit over, right? Offense goes back out. Somehow we get back on the sideline. Now it's like 2 minutes left in the game, right? Reality has set in. And my dog, he's still trying to hype everybody. Come on, let's go. And you know what I realized? He never looked at the scoreboard. I bullshit you not. What I'm about to do is exactly what he did. He never looked at the scoreboard. Come on. All of a sudden he looked.
And
that
you saw
shit
it?
said 31-7 with like 2 minutes left. All of a sudden, no! Why?
He lost it.
Lost Lost it.
I've never seen John that emotional before.
Like lost it, bro.
That's nuts.
Like, I'm
no
just,
pun intended. That's nuts.
And I mean, me on the side, I'm like, bro, this shit been over. Like, look, I ain't gonna quit. I ain't gonna quit on you, right? But you know,
you guys had like that whole, what's that one movie with Ben Affleck and what's his name there, where he comes in the door and he goes, I'm going to ask you to do something. You can never ask me again, or we never talk about it again. We're going to hurt some people. And then he looks at his buddy and he goes, so whose car are we taking?
What movie? Wait, say it?
Town.
Yeah.
Town.
I probably butchered the quote.
I'm just trying to think of a Ben Affleck movie where he was like actually kind of tough. And that's the only one I
That's
can
the
think
only
of.
one.
Cool. Yeah,
Town
that's the
was
only
dope.
one.
So kind of it doesn't really give us a lot of information on the game, but it gives you your rough box score.
And hold on, before you even go there, now, my numbers going to always be off a little bit.
No, you're good.
Right? Okay.
You're good.
Okay.
But we were both right because Randall started the game at quarterback, then Marcus Vick came into the game.
But how many carries Marcus Vick's? It was
Yeah, it was low, but Randall started 0 for 4 and they took him out because you guys were playing that good.
all right. So what was the passing?
Oh, it doesn't have all this. Old man, I can only do like the scoring. That's what I can do.
You could remember a game
I
that
am.
well,
This is
huh?
the ESPN app, but doesn't have it.
You want to know why? I remember those games like that because those are the two games that I really lost in college.
Yeah, because then you left.
Those are the two games.
We should have been in the national championship.
Those are the two games. They kept us at a national championship.
You guys were getting ready to go again? So that
Yeah.
could have been like a 4-year in a row kind of
Bro,
deal?
I mean,
We started off 7-0.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Bro, even Coach
But
Vick,
is that still Butch's class? Is that still Butch's recruits? Or was that Larry's?
No, it was mostly
we
Butch's
were all
recruit.
seniors.
So you were a Butch guy, though.
The juniors and the damn no, we were
No,
all
you guys
seniors.
were juniors. No, because remember, Sean left early, right?
I'm not Sean's class, bro.
But that's what I'm
older
saying.
than
He's
Sean.
still Butch. That's what he's.
Sean's Butch.
Yeah, isn't Sean
Yeah,
a Butch
I'd
guy?
say
Yeah.
Sean's Butch.
Okay, so
yeah.
then the juniors and senior class was Butch's. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all Butch.
It was freshman and sophomore was Larry's class because I was second. I was Larry's second class.
Man, y'all was tricked off the church's money.
Well, you think of me like this. Even what you just talked about, the defense is the same way happened our sophomore and junior years. The defense was ranked top 5, top 3 most of the year. We go to the national championship. I think it was our junior year. If it wasn't for Megatron, Thursday night against Georgia Tech.
But that's Megatron though.
That's what I'm saying. But
Nah, that's different though. Look, who the names that you said? Randall.
oh, Vic. Oh yeah.
No.
Randall and Vic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they had Kevin Jones, the running back that was what, number 1 running back coming out of America.
Yeah.
He ran for 124. I think it said.
How many carries?
I don't think it don't.
No.
This game is in
Listen what I'm
VHS
telling you.
times.
Listen what I'm telling you.
You think ESPN
Listen
has
what
the
I'm telling
stats
you.
for
Listen
it?
what I'm telling you. If you run for 145 yards on 45 carries, you didn't do shit.
Yeah, you
didn't
get a
do
couple
shit.
yards
You did
a pop,
good.
yeah.
And they had about 45 carries because that's why they brought Marcus in because that's what they ran. They ran a fucking option with him. Right? And he threw a pick to Sean T. Regardless, y'all tricked off the church's money.
I don't
He
understand.
was
I don't care.
Is that
bro.
an
He was at
African
home
American? Is that an
chilling.
African American saying?
Tricked off the church's money?
I jerked off the church's money.
Whoa. Never mind, bro.
I didn't get it.
No, you tricked off the church's money.
I still don't understand though.
You
What
tricked
does a
off the
trick do?
church.
What does a trick do? You tricking.
Like a female you
You
talk about.
spin it. Never mind.
Oh man.
Never mind, bro. You
No.
fucked up.
This is why white people shouldn't. Man, I'm
tricked
telling
off
you,
the-
man.
You tricked off the church's
When are
money.
we going to get into the white and black thing? Well, I don't think we're going to do that. What about gender? Are we doing that? No,
Oh
probably
no,
not.
you stay away from that one. Mm-mm. Nope, stay
I think
away from that
religion
one.
might be open season.
Kanye? No. Kanye's all 3 in one. If you just have a Kanye conversation, it's all 3 in one.
Yeah,
bro.
he's a box checker. That guy. That guy's a box checker.
I'm gonna leave it alone though.
I said box checker. Go back and check out the audio. I might have slurred a little bit, but I said box checker. Anyway, man, we got a new opponent coming up this week like we do every freaking weekend, but it's not the Duke of old, that's for sure, but they are a pretty talented group. They had a really tough game against UNC, which we didn't. I don't know about you guys, but are you nervous about Duke coming into town this weekend by any means necessary?
You should be nervous about every player we play the rest of the year. You don't know which team's going to show up, and we still have mental mistakes everywhere.
Yeah, I know that's what they're going to be focusing on this week. Listening to Mario Cristobal, he really wants to challenge the D lineman, and I think what he's going to do is he's obviously going to get Jason and Coach Sapp to basically not Warren Sapp, but Sapo. What I don't want to butcher his Polynesian last name. I feel bad if
The
I do.
D-line coach?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, good luck with that. Coach,
Yeah.
Is that Coach Salvea?
Yeah, Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Close enough?
Yeah, it starts with an S. You know, it's Polynesian. You're either Tongan, you're Hawaiian, or you're what's the other one? What's full
Samoan?
Samoan. Those are the three.
That's my whole neighborhood where I grew up.
I played a lot of polys. They're amazing. But yeah, he's going to challenge those coaches. I know they're going to be expecting a little bit more because we saw a massive jump on our defensive line this past weekend. They were more violent. They ran more games. It seems like it's almost like they're playing together. Like it's almost like overnight they started understanding the scheme and the reason why they're doing what they're doing. So I don't know if it was one of those things where they're sitting down and the linebackers are having conversations with the D tackles, or the safeties are having conversations with the linebackers. And now I don't know if it's Coach Steele bringing them all together. I don't know if it's the D-line finally understanding what their purpose or their role is. It seems like now they're kind of getting it. They're at the beginning stages of getting it, and it's allowing them to play a little bit looser, a little bit more fun, more reading off of each other like you were talking about, understanding how each other plays. But I know they're going to be expecting a slight bit more because once you see your players' ability cranked up a little bit, now they can handle more. Before when you're watching our guys on film in the first few weeks, you're like, holy shit, we can't implement this. We can't run that because you can't get the first shit right. That's how football works basically is playbook, very, very small and incremental. Coaches and everything build it up over the offseason, and it comes in like this thick. It's like 5.5 inches thick for all of you audio listen people out there. And then all of a sudden you go week one and it breaks down to 7 pages. And if you can't handle the 7 pages, then shit, you're in a world of hurt. So now they're starting to build off of, and I think that's probably a main reason why we're starting to see a little bit more of a spread offense, more wides, more ability to do different things on the offensive side of the football. But I think it's even more relevant on the defensive side of things because now guys are able to play faster and more violent. And that shows me that there's a little bit more of knowledge going on and actually being retained by their brain right now and learning how to play football the way that the coaches are trying to make them play together in integral training, if that's the proper word that I'm trying to use. But you'll know better than anybody this weekend. Now we're at home. And I'm wondering this too. This is one of the questions that I might have that you could help me out with is Tyler Van Dyke made a comment at the beginning of the season about this not being a collegiate atmosphere and this not being a great place to play in front of, and it's not sold out and all this stuff. Last weekend, he was in a sold out crowd up in Blacksburg at Lane Stadium. Could that have played a role and maybe influenced the way that our players played? The fact that it was a sold out stadium. Both teams had losing records. Both teams were considered basically shit. That's why it was on a sports network that you couldn't even freaking get for the most part.
ESPN de Ocho.
Yeah, it was like one of them Orchard Lake St. Mary's School of the Blind public private PBS stations. But no, it was Bally Sports for all of you that didn't know that. You could find a way to you could call up Twin. You can go ahead and get it pirated if you want. But shout out to Twin.
I don't think that played a part in it, and I'm still have his back with that. I actually also love playing in I love playing away stadiums. I love the atmosphere, going in with 108 guys or, the NFL going in with
you against the world, man.
You against the world. I think it has to do with, like Brian said, is them simplifying the offense, right? Spreading guys out. Just like on defense, when you use a zone, in offense, you go spread, right? When you don't have more talent than the guys that you're playing with, you spread them out. One missed tackle here and there, your guy can go yard. So I think that had to do with it. And then also, I think that he's hearing, what's being said about him, and he's rising to the occasion. And what I love about it is that shows that he's a competitor. Again, he may not be the rah-rah leader that the fan base want him to be, but again, last week I saw flashes of it. So what I'm looking for this game going against Duke is consistency. Can they put together 4 quarters? I don't need to be perfect, right? Remember, right? I want guys to fly around, have fun. I want them to be violent. I feel like
we played a half of football last weekend. We played a half of football.
If you do those two things, right, you'll end up with a great outcome at the end.
And I know you know names and statistics like a mother scruncher. Who are we looking at this weekend? Like one-on-one matchups, like for instance, TVDC's 88 one-on-one man. Is he going to hit that guy in the corner? What's he planning on doing this week? Offensive wise, what do we look like? Our running back situation, because Lord knows we're dealing with so many freaking injuries on offense right now. It's crazy. I know you have it on your phone. You can go down your phone and talk about
let me
all
prep
these,
or nothing. I didn't even know this question.
All these injuries, but we got like a lot of 1 and 2 guys missing.
Look, you hear me? I didn't even.
But hold on, let me go ahead and spit this. Let me go ahead and spit this real quick.
It was 1973, right? It was the Ohio State. Yeah.
You know what high school he went to? Yeah.
His daddy went to Chris Shaw. Go ahead.
Well, the funny thing, what I was going to say is, Do you remember this coach the last time he came into Hard Rock Stadium?
Yeah.
He was the offensive line coach for Notre Dame, and he had a very viral clip
Yep.
of about this damn chain on the table here and stuff, and what we're gonna do to this chain and this team. And then you got your ass blown out 41-3.
That was a good time.
So
That was a good time.
Kind of-
Throwback Mondays. I just made it work. Go ahead.
Throwback Monday. So we could play that clip on the podcast too if we can find it.
Yeah.
We'll
We
play
can definitely
as
do
well.
that. We got a lot of clips that we're going to be playing on this podcast, man. We
for
got
sure.
that famous play. We got some movie town stuff, and then we're going to go off on the Notre Dame coach chain clip.
Now, TVD talked about not having a college atmosphere. We all know we don't have a college atmosphere.
You got to earn it, though, here.
Yeah,
if
you
you
do.
want the rock to be shaking, you got to earn it, baby.
We can go back to 03, or let's go back even better, 01.
01 what?
You guys were the best team
no,
ever.
No, my shit was always sold out.
No, it wasn't.
My shit was always
No, it was
sold out.
not.
You keep saying this
my
stuff.
shit versus Rutgers, my shit was sold out.
No, it was not.
My shit was sold out.
30,000.
Look, it was 35,000. You guys sold out 2 games that year.
When?
01, I think it was.
Where at?
At the Orange Bowl.
At the OB.
What you mean? But scammers.
You
Ain't
just
nobody
went through-
buying real tickets and shit.
It wasn't sold out. Y'all
Ain't
had
nobody
30.
buying real
Y'all
tickets.
had 35 to 45,000
Versus
people
who?
for most of them.
Versus who?
A lot.
All of them
Temple,
except 2 games.
Temple,
What that-
Rutgers.
all right, what that tailgate was like, though.
Who cares about the
That
tailgate?
tailgate was like, we felt that energy.
No,
That
you
shit, we felt
didn't.
that energy. The
No,
seven-
you didn't.
crazy,
We
bro.
had that
Listen
no
to
blocking
this guy.
shit going
I
on.
ain't
That's
never
why.
played in no stadium with 35,000 people.
I'll put money on it.
Nah, not me.
You only know the reason I know this is because we were discussing in the pregame show, and Tim Reynolds, who has all the stats in the world, writes for the AP guy. Come on, keep up. He literally went and did his research and to shut everybody up because everyone kept talking about this.
Yeah, Harry knows those numbers.
If we're good, they're going to show up. And they're like, yeah, the best team ever considered didn't even sell out every single game in
Correct.
2001.
Correct.
You didn't.
Right.
You can look it up too. You got a phone.
Bro,
Wait,
imagine it was
wait.
Temple, Syracuse, God.
But hold on, but we still,
Rutgers.
I guarantee we still have about 45,000.
So now you went from you're guaranteed it all sold out to now you're guaranteed 45,000.
They was working on the bleachers.
On the scoreboard you were about to say.
They was working
the
on the
Connect
bleachers,
Four.
and they couldn't. You know what I mean? So you had to one level, and that's where everybody was at.
Did you just hit me with a no? I mean, because you knew you were wrong. You gave me the sentence break, but you know
But
what I mean.
hold on, but
and
you know
because I
what?
wasn't agreeing with you.
But here it goes. Who gives a fuck? Because I remember when we went and played Temple when they used to have the old vet and they made it illegal for anybody to play on that turf. We ended up playing basically
the last game there.
We ended up no. We ended up playing Temple. I think it was like that field for the track and field. They turned that shit into a football field.
Yeah. And there were spaces
hold on.
between the yard lines of the cement. You could see the cement down
Hold on. And it might have been, I'm not going to lie, that one might have been like 20,000 fans, but we didn't give a fuck.
What does it have to do with going up there for us? It was
What
the
I'm
whole
saying-
season.
What I'm talking about is college atmosphere. We don't give a fuck.
Let me get this. I know we
We
don't.
don't care about no college atmosphere.
That's what I was saying.
What you was trying to say?
That we don't have a college atmosphere. We have a pro atmosphere. You said it. You have to win the people to go to this game. But
that was a great CTE
it ain't going
moment,
to
by the way,
change
ladies and gentlemen.
anytime
that
soon
was
because
amazing.
Miami sports is always like this. Regardless, if you're the number 1 team in America, you have to play the best teams or you're going to get 80%. Thank you. Don't even need to put my phone. I'm with my phone. We put my damn phone away to tell me about no stats. This guy here.
Well, make sure this weekend everybody's tuning in, man. It's gonna be on ESPN, I believe, right? ESPN 2 or something like that. 12:30 game.
We on TV, coach?
I think we are, bro.
No, we on ACC Network.
Is ACC Network?
We ain't on no ESPN against no Duke.
Okay, hold on. While we doing this, go ahead. Tell everybody how to hack, you know what I mean? The ACC network. Because I know I'm not the only one in a group chat where like everybody's sending links and all type of shit. Like,
You know, Twin? You talking about Twin?
but I'm just saying, like, that's what we could be. We could be the plug.
You don't want to be the plug because then all of a sudden the government is like,
I told
let me
Twin
get
to stop
that.
putting all that
Listen,
shit on
bro,
social media,
If we
too.
run it through
Exactly.
Vilma House, if we run it through IP,
That's very true.
right?
That's very
we
true.
we already got caught.
Yeah, we did.
You don't know. Hey, listen, old OTH,
Back in the day.
renegades, bro.
Yeah.
y'all got caught.
Bro, we hacked ESPN. bro.
slapped us.
We hacked the whole ESPN.
What you mean, like to get their old film and stuff
Listen,
like
bro.
that?
Look.
Yeah,
Listen.
I heard about
the,
that.
The notes that Stephen A. used to get. In the morning,
Yeah.
bling. My phone will go out. Okay, Steve. The notes just came in.
Yeah, we back on ESPN 3.
Oh, it's 3.
and most likely Bally Sports because it's not ACC Network. Yeah, that's the local channel. That's what it was on last week.
Yeah. Like Bally Fitness?
Keep winning, baby.
You remember Sun? What was it? Sun Sports?
Sun Sports.
Sun Sentinel.
That's what he.
God damn, that's a paper.
Sun
This
Sports.
podcast is brought to you by headaches and Advil.
Coming at you with a head-on collision.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not been tested for CTE, I strongly advise you do so.
And they did say we have another 12:30 game because Virginia is going to be 12:30 the week after in Virginia.
Duke coming into town this weekend. Big game, 12:30, ESPN 64. Make sure you check it out. I know there's a plenty grip of situations going on with ESPN, but it's actually ESPN3. Just mocking it a little bit. But check it out, 12:30 game, UM versus Duke. It's going to be a good one because I got a good feeling. I think we're going to get a couple guys back, to be perfectly honest with you, coming out of the injuries. Hopefully we got some good news from Vinny Scavo's team over there taking care of the football players. We got some guys returning. Now we got some guys that are baptized, man. We have some Brandon Merriweathers that have already been baptized by the fire, getting ready to go ahead and get this thing going this weekend against Duke, dominating Duke, and probably catapulting ourselves with a little bit more of a demonstrative stance in the ACC placement category this 2022 football season. I'm Brett Romberg, DJ Williams, Brian Monroe. Thank you so much for listening. Tune in next week, man. Same time, same place. We'll get it all going for you. And again, dimelife.com. Check out the gear. Get on the Discord. Be part of the community, man. It's Out the Huddle. I'm Brett, DJ, Brian. Thanks for tuning in.
Every year at Dime Life, we continue to try to take it to the next level. Fly merch, watch parties. Now we're getting into the content game. Slide over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications.